Welcome back to The Deep Dive, your shortcut to being truly well-informed. Today, we're embarking on a really exciting journey exploring some amazing spots in Vietnam. And this deep dive was brought to you by Quoc Hanoi. They're the phone and laptop repair shop that the expat community really trusts. You get fast service, clear communication, and, honest advice, exactly what you need when your tech starts to sweat, especially when traveling. And hey there, if you've been enjoying this deep dive and maybe it's helped you understand life in Vietnam a little better, consider supporting the show by buying me a coffee. It's a small gesture, but honestly, it really helps me keep this going. Just scan the QR code in the deep dive cover art and thank you. So today we're exploring three pretty captivating coastal destinations in Vietnam. We've got Nha Trang, Quy Nhơn, and Phú Quốc. And look, these aren't just, pretty beaches. They each offer a completely different vibe, a different experience. Understanding those nuances as well, it's absolutely key to planning your perfect trip.
That's exactly right. Our mission today really is to cut through all the glossy brochures and pull out the essential stuff, the real nuggets of knowledge. We're talking practical insights, how you actually get there, what you should do, maybe what to absolutely avoid, and those crucial local secrets, the things only an insider might tell you. We want you to travel smarter to truly experience these places, whether you're after that vibrant energy or maybe serene authenticity or just pure tropical island charm. Think of it as the insider's shortcut without getting buried in information.
I love that the insider's shortcut because honestly, figuring out travel in a new country can feel like a maze sometimes. So having these specific tips and tricks is just invaluable.
Okay, let's unpack this then, starting with a real classic.
Yeah.
So first up, Nha Trang. Our sources often call it Vietnam's developed beach city. What does that actually feel like for someone visiting for the first time? What's the immediate vibe? Yeah, good question. When you picture Nha Trang, think high-rise hotels right on the beach, lively beach clubs, loads of diving schools everywhere. And it really stands out for its strong Russian influence. You'll see menus in Cyrillic. You'll hear Russian spoken quite a lot. It feels very international, very bustling, a proper coastal hub.
Sounds lively, definitely. Okay, so if you decide Nha Trang's the place, how do you actually get there? And what's the smart way to handle getting from the airport?
Getting there is pretty straightforward, actually. You can usually find direct flights from Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh City, and even some international spots. They all fly into Cam Ranh Airport. Now, the city itself, Nha Trang, is about 35 minutes away from the airport. And here's a really crucial tip we picked up. Avoid those overpriced airport taxis waiting right outside.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Your best bet. Either book a grab car, the ride-hailing app like Uber, or arrange a pickup with your hotel beforehand. Seriously, it'll save you some money and a potential hassle right off the bat.
Okay, perfect first tip. Avoid the taxi scrum. Got it. So once you've landed and settled in, what are the real draws? What did our sources find most maybe surprising or worthwhile to do there?
Well, one thing is how accessible everything is, which is probably why it's so popular. If you like being in the water, snorkeling, or diving at Han Mun Island is pretty much a must-do. The research really highlights its super clear waters and nice coral reefs. Great for underwater exploring. And for something different, if you're up for a short motorbike trip, the Baho waterfalls come highly recommended. Good for a swim, bit of nature.
Right, waterfalls are always nice. And what about those mud baths? That sounds interesting. Thought Ba is the famous one, yeah, the one everyone talks about. But we learned that iResort might actually offer a more relaxed, maybe less crowded experience. Worth considering if you want to properly unwind.
Yeah, the mud baths are definitely a unique Nha Trang thing. iResort seems to be the pick for a calmer vibe.
Okay, let's talk food. Because, no deep dive is complete without food. And prepare yourself for this one. Bun ca sia. Jellyfish fish noodle soup. Yes, jellyfish. I admit, I did a double take reading that. But our sources, they insist it's surprisingly delicious, a real must-try if you're adventurous, and they specifically recommend checking out a place called Bun Ca Min for the best bowl.
Hold on, jellyfish noodle soup?
Right.
Really? Are the sources totally sure about that? Or is it like an acquired taste we should warn people about?
No, surprisingly positive feedback. It's presented as this local delicacy tourists often just walk past. Definitely worth a try. And of course, for general seafood lovers, you have to find Hassan Jo Bien. Consistently praised, fresh seafood, local prices, ticks all the boxes.
Okay, so to really navigate Nha Trang well, let's get into some key do's and don'ts. Definitely do consider renting a motorbike for short trips, like to the waterfalls. But please check the brakes really well and always wear a helmet. Safety first, obviously. And a big don't, steer clear of those packaged island tours. You know the ones, promising buffet lunches and karaoke on a boat.
Mhm.
Yeah, the research consistently flags these as overcrowded tourist traps. They just cram people in. You're way better off organizing your own snorkeling trip, maybe smaller, more focused.
That makes sense. Cut through the noise, avoid the cattle call tours. Good advice. And what about finding peace? If someone wants to escape the main bustle, what's the common mistake?
Just sticking to the main city beach right in front of all the hotels. That's where everyone congregates. It's busy.
Exactly. So here's the insider tip. If you really want peace and, fewer tourists, don't just stay on that main city beach trip. Head a bit further out. Try Doc Let or Bandai. Our sources say these offer a much calmer, more serene beach experience. Real relaxation. All right, so if Nha Trang's high energy isn't quite your speed, let's totally shift gears. Let's talk about Quy Nhơn. This place sounds completely different, like stepping back in time almost. Our sources literally describe it as what Nha Trang was 20 years ago. Think calm, clean, and deeply, authentically Vietnamese. If you want fewer crowds, more genuine local life, Quy Nhơn seems like the spot. Still a bit of a secret gem, maybe.
Absolutely. And getting to this quiet gem, you fly into Phuket Airport, then it's about a 40-minute taxi ride into town. Now, flights to Phuket, they might actually be cheaper sometimes than flying into Nha Trang's Cam Ranh, but, and this is important, they're less frequent. And that slight difference in accessibility, well, it probably helps maintain that less crowded charm, that authentic feel you were talking about.
That makes sense. Its relative quietness is actually part of the appeal, preserved by maybe fewer direct flights. So once you were there, what are the absolute must-dos? What really captures Quy Nhön's unique charm?
Oh, the natural beauty there is just stunning. Kai Ko Beach is a real standout. We're talking clear turquoise water, powdery white sand, just gorgeous. But the insights we gathered really stress go early in the day. And definitely try to avoid weekends if you want that serene beauty mostly to yourself. Another absolute must is Ao Gio, the cliffs there, the ocean views, just dramatic, breathtaking, fantastic for photos. Your friends will be jealous.
Wow, okay. Kaiko early, Ioju for views. Got it. And Quy Nhơn isn't just nature, right? There's culture too. I read about some towers.
That's right, the Thap Doi Cham Towers. They're a key cultural highlight, remnants of the ancient Chan civilization. And what's really cool is they're located right in town. Super accessible, you can easily pop over for a quick visit, adds a nice historical layer to your beach trip.
That's great. History right there. Okay, food time again. What unique local eats does Quy Nhơn offer? You have got to try Bánh xèo tôm nhé. These are like mini sizzling pancakes, but filled with super fresh shrimp. They call them jumping shrimp tôm nhé because they're so fresh, delicious. And for breakfast, apparently don't miss bánh xèo lòng. It's a combo. Thin vermicelli noodle sheets with pork waffle porridge. Sounds intense, but it's unique to this region and a local favorite. Definitely one for the adventurous eater.
Right, those sound very specific to the region. Okay, so for the Quy Nhơn do's and don'ts, if you really want to immerse yourself, do consider staying at a homestay or maybe a smaller boutique hotel. Our research suggests that's the best way to meet locals, get a more authentic feel. But a really crucial don't go expecting vibrant nightlife. Quy Nhơn is definitely an early to bed, early to rise kind of place. It's all about quiet evenings, maybe a walk on the beach, early mornings, not late night parties.
That's a critical heads up. Manage expectations, yeah. If you want calm, it's perfect. If you want parties, maybe Nha Trang is better. But for those who do embrace the calm, here's a true hidden gem our sources mention. Surf bar, it's right on the beach. Picture this. Sitting on a comfy beanbag, cocktail in hand, watching the sunset paint the sky over the sea. Sounds pretty idyllic, right? Perfectly captures that relaxed Quy Nhơn spirit. Okay, so from the serene charm of Quy Nhơn, let's cast our gaze towards the big one, Phu Quoc, Vietnam's largest island. This place has exploded, really, a proper resort haven, that tropical dream lots of people picture. However, the insights we gathered come with a big caution. Not all that glitters is gold here. You need to know where to go. It sounds like an island of contrasts. A little insider knowledge seems like it goes a long, long way.
Absolutely. And understanding how to get there is the first step. Good news is there are tons of direct flights from major cities all over Vietnam, super accessible by air. And here's a useful clarification. Unless you're specifically traveling overland from, say, Ha Tien or Roc Gia on the mainland coast, taking a ferry usually isn't necessary or even ideal. Flying is typically the most efficient, most direct route for most visitors, despite what maybe some older guidebooks might suggest.
Good to know. Flying's the main way in for most. So once you're on the island, what are the big activities? What captures that Phu Quoc island vibe?
Well, island hopping is huge. Han Mung Tay and Han Gam Gi get mentioned a lot. Fantastic spots for snorkeling, clear water, lots of fish, that kind of thing. What you expect from a tropical island. And then there's the Phu Quoc night market. It's a massive draw, loads of seafood stalls, souvenirs. But our sources are pretty quick to point out it's very touristy now, often very crowded. So, manage your expectations if you're looking for something super authentic there.
Right, touristy, but maybe still worth a look for the spectacle. Phu Quoc also has some interesting man-made spots, right? Like Sunset Town.
Yes, Sunset Town and the Kiss Bridge.
Yeah.
They're definitely picturesque, kind of purpose-built for Instagram for those perfect photos. Our sources basically say, go see them. Decide for yourself if it's your kind of thing. It's a good example of that modern development happening right alongside the island's natural beauty.
And that contrast really brings us to a crucial point. Where you stay on Phu Quoc seems critical. It sounds like it could make or break your trip.
Totally. The advice is pretty strong on this.
Yeah, our sources strongly advise focusing on the south of the island, specifically around Antu. If you're looking for quieter, generally better beaches, a more relaxed vibe, head south. It's not just about a nicer beach. It sounds like it's about escaping some of the slightly chaotic development maybe happening elsewhere, finding those pockets of genuine, relaxed island life. And the flip side, if relaxation is your absolute main goal, you should probably avoid staying right in Dongom. That's the main town. It has amenities, sure, but it's known for being noisy, busy, a bit chaotic. Choose your base carefully.
And being savvy about potential scams is important anywhere popular, Phu Quoc included. The research flags a couple of common ones. First, taxi scams. They happen. So the recommendation is always use reliable ride-hailing apps like Grab or Bee. You get upfront pricing, avoids hassles. Second, be a bit wary of those pearl shop tours. Sometimes they start friendly, like a guide suggestion, but can quickly turn into a high-pressure sales pitch for overpriced pearls. Just be aware. If you want pearls, find a reputable shop yourself.
Okay, super important warnings there. Grab for taxis, cautious about pearl tours. Got it. On a more positive local note, though, what unique things should you do or try? Our sources actually recommend visiting the real fish sauce factories, which sounds pungent. They explicitly mention the smell is awful. Seriously, brace yourself. But apparently it's fascinating to see the traditional production process. And for food, you absolutely have to try sea urchin grilled with scallion oil, a real local delicacy. Or maybe slightly less intimidating but still super fresh, try ka song num. That's grilled mackerel. Simple, delicious, authentic island food.
Those sound great. And to wrap up Phu Quoc with a truly stunning tip, don't miss the cable car to Han Time Island. The insights really emphasize this isn't just any cable car. It holds the world record for the longest sea-crossing cable car. The views, absolutely stunning. Unforgettable, apparently. Gives you a perspective of the islands you just won't get anywhere else.
Wow, longest sea-crossing cable car. Okay, that sounds pretty epic. So there you have it, our deep dive into 3 really incredible but very different coastal spots in Vietnam. We've unpacked Nha Trang bustling, developed that Russian twist, then Quy Nhơn, the quiet, authentic gem, like stepping back in time, and finally Phu Quoc, the big island paradise, but one where you need a bit of insider knowledge to find the real charm. Each one offers such a distinct flavor, right? Hopefully this helps you travel smarter, whether you're after nightlife, serenity, or that classic tropical island feel.
It's fascinating, isn't it, how these places, all beautiful coastline, cater to such different desires. And understanding these nuances, the transport quirks, the food secrets, the potential pitfalls, that really empowers you, the listener, to create a trip that's perfectly tailored. It helps you skip the common traps, find those hidden gems, make the trip truly authentic, truly memorable. Which raises an interesting question, I think. Looking at these places, what stands out to you about how they're balancing that rapid development with keeping their unique identity?
That's a really great question, and maybe something for you, our listener, to think about too. Considering how fast these beautiful areas are developing, how can travelers best balance enjoying the modern conveniences, the nice resorts, with seeking out and maybe even helping preserve those authentic local experiences that still exist? Definitely something to mull over as you plan your next adventure now that you know a bit more about what to look for and where to find it. And remember, this deep dive was brought to you by ProCare Hanoi, trusted by expats for fast, reliable, honest phone and laptop repairs. If your tech needs some TLC while you're traveling, you know who to call. They'll get you back online fast. Don't forget to subscribe and maybe leave us a review. It really does help us bring more deep dives your way. And hey, if you've been to Nha Trang, Quy Nhơn, or Phu Quoc and have your own tips or stories, or if you tried that jellyfish soup, we'd absolutely love to hear from you. Get in touch. Until next time, safe travels, enjoy the coast, and don't forget the sunscreen.